When we talk about pollution, usually we think in Linfen, China, Chernobyl, Ukraine, Mexico City, Mexico, La Roya, Peru, and many other cities that take a terrible place in the top of most polluted cities from the internet. We mistakenly think that pollution is bound to an industrial factor or that we get there just in extreme cases. We think that this must follow legal standards and objectives with maximum and minimum of impact. Or we even assume that it's about an invent, more to keep the people scared because the air and water seems clean and pure. People feel scared to accept the ugly truth that surround us and minimize the problem, refusing the evidence, live with a band over their eyes, and refuse to take it off. We believe in many things, and however, all that constitutes a block of elements of a clumsy simplified approach, that is to say, a lie. Indeed, since the beginning of time, the man has worried about how to register all his accomplishments and show it to the world. The arrival of the New World, the invention of the money paper, the arrival to the moon, and other historical events are a sample of that. But we ask to ourselves, which registers do we have about the environment impact of those big accomplishments? From the other side, it has put in relief the amazing economic stability of our country and how we are trying to leave behind that we are a third world country. Sorry, country in process to development. Yes, we can't deny, stop or stand from to the economic development because, you know, it is good. But the recent news are not telling the full story, and they are not giving the right matter to the problem of pollution because some of these factors. The problem with the smog pollution comes since the first automobile was created, the first gas automobile, as it is clear. The curious thing is that first patent of an automobile brings with it a system completely different to the one we know nowadays, and it seems more like an entrepreneurship from Elon Musk. But don't go farther. Either way, the big companies oppose the premature existence of an electric car, and they rather prefer the combustion because of the incredible revenue that they generated. Unfortunately, they succeeded. After the democratization of the automotive industry to the Asian countries and the inclusion of economical facilities for the acquisition of automobiles, our city has been invaded by cars of any type and with that much more smog to our lungs. A recent report from the Environmental Minister of Peru, Elsa Galarza, has put Arequipa between the 13 most contaminated cities in Peru, specifically the second one, doing focus that the major part of the fundament to take a seat in his list lies precisely in the excessive use of automotive vehicles, since apparently There are more cars in Arequipa than people instead. However, this is just one side of the problem in the universe of pollution. This is Jose, a worker who has been working almost 15 years, picking and carrying up the garbage from the city, an undisputable expert of the problem.
Pues siempre es bastante fuerte, ¿no? Ok. Nosotros estamos combatiendo todo eso, recogiendo diario, prácticamente se recoge 80 toneladas por día, más o menos, aproximadamente. Ahora, en esta fecha de Navidad seguramente se va a incrementar como todos los años, siempre se incrementa. En fiesta siempre se incrementa. Siempre un poquito más. Ya. Unos 30 toneladas, así, a veces se incrementa. ¿Y cuántas horas al día le dedican al recojo de basura? Nosotros las 24 horas. ¿Las 24 horas? Las 24 horas. De alguna manera tenemos que solucionar porque la basura siempre rebalsa. Los vecinos botan a la calle, los que no alcanzan a las compactadoras cuando recogen, botan en la calle. Entonces tenemos que recoger sí o sí. Si no se mantendría, porque para el día siguiente ya la basura comienza a botar los olores. Entonces tenemos que recoger. ¿Y usted cree que está bien reconocido el trabajo que ustedes realizan o no por la sociedad? Bueno, eso ya esa opinión de la sociedad. Claro. Claro, las autoridades dicen que sí, sí nos valoran, ¿no? Pero bueno, eso nomás escuchamos, ¿no? Pero el resto, bueno, es criterio de la población. Si realmente valemos o no valemos, ellos tienen que decirnos, ¿no? Eso no escuchamos casi.
Then we went looking for a member of the lower police, who is in charge of sweeping and cleaning the city, mainly the streets before dawn, and this is what she told us.
Como por estas fiestas, Navidad, Año Nuevo, nosotros doblamos turno. Por ejemplo, yo entro ahora turno de tarde, igual vuelvo a regresar 1 de la mañana para recoger todo lo que los ambulantes han dejado, ¿no?, en la calle y dejar limpio, como siempre está limpio, manteniéndolo limpio, ¿no?, la ciudad. Entonces, es nuestro trabajo. Por eso, ahora he recibido un poco de apoyo más personal también contratado para que nos apoye, porque no nos podemos abastecer la poca gente que trabajamos. Sitios principales donde hay comercio, ahí sacan cajones, sacan cilindros de desperdicios de los restaurantes, entonces nosotros tenemos que trabajar sin parar.
If we don't start arranging our lives and our moods to the performance of our day-to-day with much less reason, we will be capable of arranging our waste and trash from our daily activities. The human being, as the same of big companies, generates an impact to the environment that could be easily controlled, and by this way avoid reach the overloading of the ecosystem. Not throwing garbage, not buying, when possible, disposable containers and recycling are some of the basic activities for anyone, and it must represent the moral exigencies required to our day-to-day. A plan to reuse waste is basic to improve our reality and generate, once for all, a positive impact in our ecosystem. Having done this, we stand barely in the middle of the necessary activities. Let's think for a moment about a house. Its owner, even if he does not have a lot of resources, he worries about cleaning it up and keeping it pretty. He fixes the windows, the doors, and the front yard. Even he saws a tree outside this house. But inside, he does not keep it safe. He does not clean it, tidy up his personal stuff and that does not worry about the humidity that has come to the foundations. Soon enough, as beautiful as it looks from outside, the house will go down. Since he doesn't have money to buy another house, he will stay sad, lonely, and will die because of the cold, missing his home. In the same way, if we understand that the planet is our only home, may we understand how serious the situation is when we don't give to it the proper care and we don't worry to keep it clean and safe, instead of adding more things that don't bring any benefit and that put some dollars in the account of the people who do not appreciate the world that is taking us in. It said that everything comes through our eyes. The elements that are capable of being captured by sight transmit much more information to a major speed. It corresponds both with the reason as the senses, and it helps with is the moment to make decisions. Yes, a look, a smile, a determined way to dress can be important at the moment of choosing where to eat, what to do, where to study, where to work, and even with who we will expect to spend our next 10 years of our lives. However, since it is a quick and direct way to transmit information, it must be very well used. Most of the time, the information comes in a really direct way, disordered and distorted that generates prejudgment in the receptor, disorientation, doubt, fear, and desperation, besides to the enormous amount of data that threatens and questions their actual preferences. To this conglomerate of useless and disorganized information is denominated visual pollution, and it is another factor of contamination. The missing municipal regulation or the poor conscience of the companies in their advertising campaigns make possible the visual pollution of our geographic section. A lot of the problem of stress and depression are caused precisely by that, because of the excessive invasion of advertisement in the walls, plazas, parks, and roofs. We wanted to share the opinion of the representatives from some advertising companies, but they answered us with negatives and threats when we said that it was about a documentary that approached the problems of pollution, and inside this, the visual pollution. Yes, even if we don't want to accept it, because we like to listen to music loudly when we walk in the streets most of the time, to avoid precisely the natural noise that brings us the city, and the annoying noises, the excessive loudness, and the exceeding of a determined amount of decibels affect us, and little by little kill us. But stay calm. As we know, the hypocuria has no cure. The own psychological complications of this problem have a cure. Even though all of us are exposed in a way or another to the noise, to be more exposed to this in the streets, our house, our workplace, or study center makes us more vulnerable to come down with diseases and force us to be in a constant medical evaluation to prevent risks and permanent damages. One of the best ways to reduce the exposition is prevention. In the way possible, don't use the horn of the car, and with much more reason, around hospitals, schools, university campus, where it's forbidden. Make a constant maintenance of your vehicles and convince your parents to do the same. Cars and motorbikes are noisier for the reason of a bad maintenance. Do not listen to music loudly in your speakers. If you are working or are located in your actual labor near to loud noises, you should wear earplugs. We all can stop the noise pollution and improve our environment. The problem with the contamination is a really complex issue to tackle. Probably it requires more than 15 minutes to make a change in the most indifferent people, but without any doubt, the message expressed, concise and direct, to the right public makes the difference. Don't ever think that our work does not count. One step at a time to make the difference, especially when the affected is our home, our city, the planet we live in. Make the difference. Finish what you started. Be part of the change.
Sé parte del cambio.
Sé parte del cambio.
Sé parte del cambio. Sé parte del cambio.
Sé parte del cambio. Sé parte del cambio. Parte del cambio.
Sé parte del cambio. Sé parte del cambio. Sé parte del cambio.
Yo soy parte del cambio.
Ya, ser parte del cambio.
Ser parte del cambio. Ya está.
Soy parte del cambio.
Sé parte del cambio.
Ya, sé parte del cambio.
Sé parte del cambio.